been a while.
For sure. We have missed everyone.
And what is better to come back to than both Limit Break teams in the losers bracket? That's fun. But on the bright side, we get to see both fan favorites, Limit Break Coablt and Limit Break Sable, face off head to head in this competition to see who actually gets to go further in the tournament, because this is double elimination. One team will not be coming back next week.
Since our last split tier tournament, the rules have changed a bit.
Oh yeah, is it?
Yeah,
It's
we
still
used to
double
not do it.
elimination, right?
No, we used to not to, because you played losers bracket. You know, they just played and they played for I guess third, fifth, or whatever, seventh place.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you lose twice, you're out of the tournament.
Double elimination. Some scary shit, you know? Well,
And looks like they're ready. Going to the first map. It's going to be Oasis.
Malice, do you have any predictions for this game?
I think Sable is going to come out with dive. I've noticed the last few times they have been practicing and trying to improve it. And as always, Coablt. That is their strong comp.
Yeah. Little known information for everybody watching the stream. Coablt basically asked a bunch of people to practice against the main comp that Sable plays.
Which is coincidentally what they lost to in the first round.
So what? So it might be their weakness to play against a team like Sable. That's why they were practicing against it earlier. But to be fair, they were practicing against moi, which it could be an issue.
Yeah.
They might have an easier time with that, right, Malice?
Oh, absolutely. You are a boosted silver wrecking ball, man.
Ooh. Let's get into it. Oasis only really has one dive-centric map, which is City Center, which once you have that high ground control, if you are running dive or brawl, it's really hard to push into that point with that high ground control, with the pillar in the middle and the boost pad on the left. The other two maps are extremely brawl heavy. You could play dive on is it
University? Yes.
Not University, but
no, it is Gardens.
It is Gardens. Gardens is you can play dive because they have that little middle high ground control, but it's such a wide open space. Dive, like, you want to have a good place to fall back to if you don't succeed on the original dive. So when you dive in, there's not much place to go. Brawl is just very strong there because running that death ball around the pillar could be devastating, and they have some significant chokes to get through against a brawl comp if they're trying to run dive into it.
That's true.
And
then University.
You can't even try dive. You can't even try dive on that point.
Yeah. This is just one of my favorite things about Oasis. There's no set comp for the entire map.
Yeah, I think that's what makes King of the Hill or Control a really strong map type, or a fun map type at that. Is it usually is the map type that breaks the meta. It's the map type that gives you those weird comps with like Symmetra, Junkrat, Bastion. It's a weird like attack and defense centralized thing, because unlike all the other game modes, you do attack solely and then defense solely, and that's how you work. But on Control, you do both at the same time, so you have to build a comp that can both attack and defend at the same time.
You can draw a lot of comparisons to Lijiang Tower. It's almost as if it's the same three maps with a different skin.
It even has the same name. One of them, there's garden in both of them. And both of them have a very large pit to the right side, or left side. But, despite that,
we are in Gardens.
Into the action. Yep. Gardens. Personally, my least favorite of the three maps. A lot of people do like this one, but retaking here is very difficult with this little high ground position that they have right here.
Oh, I think they got the wrong code. Apparently there's bans.
There are hero bans that we were not aware of.
There shouldn't be. Hero Bans was a failed project. Thank God.
That was only if you're better than absolutely everybody in the world then you can do bans. But for our tiny feeble minds in the lower ranks, we have to play with all the heroes. Delay of game, 10-yard penalty. Thanks, mod. But it looks like we're not gonna really talk that much, but looking at the comps that we're running right now, Sable is running just a Mercy.
Oh, that's like Dr. Adjective. He's gonna carry their entire team to the victory.
Yes. He's just going to put him in that. They're just gonna give him all the damage, and he's gonna do a 1v5 because Jelly is not playing either.
He's just gonna rock out with this Glock out.
Exactly. If she gets Valk, she can be devastating.
You don't kill anybody if the entire enemy team is dead.
Exactly. Killing people is potential healing.
It's also job security. Mercy is a doctor after all.
Like, if she kills the enemy team, she won't have to heal anybody. But isn't that, like, backwards? Doesn't she get paid to heal people, so she would want people to get hurt, like a masochistic kind of way? Are doctors all just masochists?
It's a bit of double dipping going on.
Exactly. Like, just think of it like this. Like, the police want there to be crime so they can have a job. Firefighters want there to be fires so they can put out fires. It's just like, what is this?
The holy trinity of civil servants. The cops start the fires. The firefighters rob the occasional convenience store.
And then the doctors fix the firefighters and the policemen who got into a fist fight.
Relax. Oh boy.
You guys know about the rivalry between the firefighters and the policemen. They both have very competent personalities. They're like,
They need to.
Firefighters are better because they fight fires and they have a more dangerous job, but then there's cops who have to deal with stupid people. It'd be really interesting if Pajolo messed up one letter and it gave him a completely different code.
That'd be...
Like, it actually worked.
Yeah, I was playing a custom game mode earlier called Anna Sleep and Yeet. I would love to see a tournament version of that.
A what version, sorry?
Anna Sleep and Yeet.
Uh-huh.
I personally love that game mode.
Yeah.
You sleep a target, pick them up, and throw them off the map.
Yep, I'm presently top 500. There's 13 people that play.
Nice.
Talking about top 500, I am a top 500 Tiny Overwatch player. Tiny Overwatch is a game mode where all your cooldowns are instant, and you also get your ultimate instantly.
And Baptiste is broken in that.
Yes, Immortality Field is instantly. Also, you would be surprised. You'd think, oh, maybe Doomfist or Genji is really good in that mode. No, most of the supports are broken. You run Brig and she has, like, instant stuns non-stop, and then don't even get me started about Moira's skill orbs filling an entire room.
Tiny Overwatch is the bee's knees to the sadists and masochists out there, and the absolute nightmare to anyone with what's it called when you the flashing lights? Epilepsy. If you have epilepsy, don't avoid Tiny Overwatch. It's not for you.
Yeah. Unfortunate. They should put a little seizure warning before Tiny Overwatch. Isn't there a seizure warning before, like, when you originally download Overwatch? Because there's a couple of times
I don't doubt it.
A lot of flashing lights.
I think most games at this point have it.
Yeah.
I think it's legal.
Speaking of top 500, though, y'all want to make a team? We get top 500 Lucio Ball?
Oh, I'm absolutely down.
I want to let you know the last time I got placed in Lucio Ball, it was silver.
I've never done placements on PC. I was plat in console, like season 2 or 3 or whichever one it was.
I don't remember what I was ranked, but I was pretty nuts at the original Lucio Ball in the first summer games.
I always had issues, like, knowing when to boop. Like, I would think, oh, that's within range, and then it wouldn't be.
As a Lucio player, the range of the boop throws me off. It took me forever to get used to it. And then once it goes away, you have to get back to regular gameplay.
Yeah, regular game. I feel like that ball is not like the outside of the ball is not the hitbox. I feel like that's somewhere near the middle of it, because I swear I can punch the ball when it's like touching me, but it doesn't count. But like I punch the inside of the ball and it starts moving.
Have either of y'all tried the new Blitz format?
I heard that there are 2 active balls.
Yes. And there's actually some structures in the middle, and then there's 2 active balls. It's first team to 10 wins. So it's not really no. If your gap is over 10, you automatically win, and it's a time limit.
Oh, it's a mercy rule, almost having 10 more than someone.
Yeah,
I
if you
sounds like just utter chaos.
yeah.
That's what Blitz. Have you ever played the Blitz CTF mode where they're like 20 feet apart?
Yes, it's overtime. Capture the flag. Pretty much.
We're like borderline. It's hinging on chaos at that point.
Oop, we are back on.
All right,
and
and
now
we
are
switched
on,
maps.
This could be potentially better for Coablt here. This is a way better map for the comps that they like to run. But I've never known Sable to be a dive-centric team. But they seem to be walking out with dive right now.
Like I said, I called it. They've been practicing it. I don't know if they're ready. I should be fun to watch. But Nick, I know, has been putting a lot of time getting used to calling his dives and his jump cooldowns. I think sometimes he still tends to overcommit, but we'll see.
Well, he is a Reinhardt player. We are known to overcommit.
Hammer go smash. That's the only thing going through Ryan's mind.
Well, right. Well, despite saying Coablt is good on dive, they're choosing to come out with a Reinhardt.
But they had the Lucio, so they get the high ground.
That's first. That is crucial. You need a Lucio to
have to invest cooldowns to get up there now. Ooh, Hexic falling low. The Reaper's dead.
Oh, with the boop. Huge anti though.
Ooh. They're coming in. The Ana's getting pressured out. Oh, it's even on both sides right now. No Reaper.
No Reaper, yeah.
Modify just going full right at Lucio in the back line.
Yeah. I see that. And then Coablt is able to clean up early picks on the both supports.
I think that was solely comp difference. There wasn't much skill needed there, so to say, because the Reaper and they have no dive targets against them, and since the Reaper on the side of Coablt lived much longer, it was able to put a lot more pressure onto the tank line. Absolutely. And then there is no significant dive target for the dive. I would switch off here. Yeah,
they're too spread out. You have to commit so many cooldowns, and if they're on high ground, Coablt, all they have to do is drop.
Yeah. Oop, it's actually even now due to the Reddit Lucio coming out from Multiply.
Oh, he was punished. Oh, but Dr. Adjective was left alone in the back line.
Which is really unfortunate. But the teams are still even right now. Investing
yeah, well, it's worth it. They do have numbers, but there's a lot of tankiness still. We're still on Coablt.
But a 55% deficit for the side of Sable.
And not to mention, Coablt did not use any ultimates.
Yeah, they're coming up with Blade, Coalescence, Bomb, Beat. They're gonna have 6 ults coming into this next fight to the 3.
But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It depends on how much damage Hexa can put in during the fight, but they'll have 5.
Yeah.
And Reaper drops in first. But Coablt is just playing their corners. They're waiting for the engage.
Oh, the Winston's by himself. Oh,
that's it. That's the.
Ooh,
that's 3 ultimates committed by Coablt.
That was a Q-fest all in all right there. Only able to get 35%. I think that's actually, despite the ultimates that they committed,
and Coablt does still have ultimate advantage too.
Yeah. But Falco's coming up on Visor here.
Attack Visor again.
Both DPS ults coming up for the side of Sable.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, between Blossom
So,
and
did
Beat.
Hex fall before he farmed Death Blossom?
Yeah, Hex has just been falling early.
He's going on a flank to the high ground.
Nano onto the Diva. Blossom
Oh,
is the back.
solo Blossom into their main heal. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a lot of healing gone for the side of Sable.
Oh, but the res. Adjectives able to come through with the res.
Falco pumping out damage.
There's Hex's Death Blossom. It's final fight, so you have to overhold, and you're trying to win.
Yeah, I do think that Visor was a little much. It was totally a solo ult on Pajolo, but establishing dominance is important. I feel like that was a vendetta for all the times Pajolo has eaten ultimates from Falco.
Okay, well, we'll have Blade on the side of Coablt coming up soon. That could be huge, because...
Yeah, Blade Coalescence and the Shatter's coming in as well.
There he is. Coablt waiting again for the dive. That way they can turn around and commit.
I just see an H2 with running dive into the comp that they're playing.
That's the second time Dallas has zoned the Genji Blade with Diva Bomb.
Which could be really good, but he already found two before the bomb could go off.
And this looks like it'll be point. It's just a Tracer Lucio on point. Coablt cleans it up relatively fast.
They're gonna have to come in with staggers here, quick, fast.
I don't think they touch. Looks like Diva tried and she was promptly
She
rejected.
was moved back.
I do believe that there were switches that needed to be made from the side of Sable that were just not made. There was no dive targets. Like, yes, if you play a coordinated enough dive into no dive targets, you should be able to find a target and burst them down quick enough. But I don't think the staging or the execution was good enough. They needed to switch a lot earlier.
Unfortunate. And it was a lot of times when you could see Nick, every time he would dive into to Cobalt's backline, he would do so alone.
Yes, he would jump in. Like, it was a good jump, but if he had, like, at least two other members behind him, it would have been a lot more productive.
And then and again, the Lucio difference to get the point first.
Yep. Now we get to see the Ryan 1v1 we've been wanting to see for the past 10 years. Yes, Overwatch has been out for 10 years. But the difference is
great freeze on Galaxy, but unable to commit.
Ooh.
Questionable.
Shatter coming out from
Already
Galaxy
by Galaxy.
already.
That is a huge difference, because Nick is only halfway towards his.
And he already, I'm pretty sure that Shatter wasn't needed, but Galaxy wanted to use it. That's the difference.
Now we have both coalescence.
The bulk of the Ryan v Ryan is all mental. So asserting dominance early is definitely going to get in the head of Nikolaya a bit.
Yeah. Nick needs to be able to put enough pressure. He has a May behind him as well, so he should be able to put more pressure onto the Ryan than they can put onto him.
Shield's already broken. That is huge.
He's definitely looking to redeem himself now. Full force.
Booked into the pit. He's got to take the long trek, get back up.
Yeah, Nikolaya has been put in timeout.
He's coming back in. Finding a pin onto Chaos. Great bubble.
Great bubble.
Hey, Jolo's... He doesn't need two tanks. He's going to take out 4 by himself.
And that's fine. That's it.
The only tank they really need.
Alright, and Cobalt's walking to this next one with the Grav and Dragon Blade.
Yeah, they have ultimate advantage and being at 60%.
Yeah.
Nick not actually getting his first shatter yet. That means he's been getting a lot more pressure put on him than on Galaxy, where Galaxy's almost towards his at his second.
So, oh, there it is. Grav
Draft Blossom.
Ah, but Adjective did have the sound barrier to keep his team alive. But Nick still falls, so
Massive
no
shatter.
shield for that massive shatter.
Yeah. This is now last fight, and they still have Blade Beat and Coalescence for these staggers.
That's final. For this, yeah, for a stagger.
Will Nick get to
no,
use
no.
this shatter? He will.
Got a shot, but he has to
But-
ignore the teams and walk straight to point.
At the cost of not being able to touch.
I totally read that B as a le, so it's a le Coablt. It's the Coablt. Ooh.
This has got to be the first shatter, the
shatter
20
before
shatter.
the point. Oh, this
No,
is
and it's not. Oh, it's out. It's the no tank shatter. There was no shield.
I do believe Dallas should have been able to block that. That was an obvious shatter. I blame Dallas.
We'll report him for throwing.
Yep. After this game, please report Dave Dallas at Overwatch. Please, thank you. He's throwing my competitive games.
Alright, well that was a great first start. It's a commanding victory to Coablt. They are now up 1-0.
By no means was it an GG easy game.
Not at all.
This is gonna be a hard fought. If Sable can get the maps that fit their comps, they have potential to win. Whereas Coablt also is dominant in a different type of style of map. We just need Sable to know what map they need to win. Malice does not know what map they need to win, because he is recommending Paris.
On hybrid.
On hybrid. And now he got kicked from the game. So what hybrid map do you think that would play more to Sable style to get them to a 1-1?
I think they're gonna go Scrims Row, Kings Row.
Scrims Row.
And it's a very, very popular map. It is fairly balanced. Second point can be
Rough.
pretty rough if you do not. Oh, I was wrong. Numbani, that is again strong
That
with
was
first
actually
point dive.
I was gonna say Numbani. They've been practicing a lot of dive lately. Maybe their Brawl Ryan Zarya comp has kind of fallen to the wayside. They're trying to play the dive defense and the dive offense because Numbani, super dive oriented, and surprisingly, Cobalt's weakness is to dive with the comps that they usually run. But they've actually been walking out. Do you think they've been doing a little bit of scouting? Because they've been walking out with the Reaper initially every time, like almost predicting the dive.
That's true. And that is rather surprising by Chaos. I think he's more of a long
Sombra
range.
player.
Yeah, other than Sombra, he's like Soldier Ash, more of a long range hit scan player. And now the teams have swapped names.
Yes.
So Coablt is still 1-up. So good GG's guys.
Let's get a I'm gonna have to ask Falco to get a Yeslander Blade emote in the chat, just so we can figure out, just so we know what Yeslander Blades look like. You know, they usually involve getting pinned by the Reinhardt.
Well, the Yeslander did have more successful blades this last time. I think he only had to use it once.
He only really he used it as in the stagger fight on University, and he did get a couple of good blades on. I think the blades would have been better if the bombs weren't there from Dallas, but once he switched off of Diva, he had a much easier time finding kills. Cade, what's your insight?
It seems to me like they just simply had no answer for the Reaper. I think the Reaper had way too much pressure on the front line, even scaring off the Mei, which we all know is a little miniature raid boss in her own right.
Yeah.
And when it came down to the Ryan v Ryan, Galaxy laid it down quick and early.
Yeah, Galaxy established dominance early, but you would suspect, like, with a good wall, like, it doesn't matter how skilled your Ryan is, you could just You could just dominate with the Mei. Just putting that Rhine out of commission early, I think the Mei wall was just missed, and the Lucio speed boost to get to the point first from Coablt was just crucial for the fact. So the Mei did not get enough value on University, and you need to get there first with the Mei so you can wall off the Rhine, get those like crucial choke points.
Absolutely. And on that map, there are just so many different choke points at which you can catch the Rhines, or any player in particular. And in that case, even the best Reinhardt in the game is still going to stand there if you're frozen.
Yep, neat.
Oh yeah, you're very good at that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm very good at getting frozen.
You're very good at just standing there too.
Exactly.
What's that? 20 HP and anti. I'm gonna swing my hammer.
I'm gonna push.
Charge. He's not gonna swing his hammer. He's charging into him.
No, the reason I was 20 HP and anti is because I already charged in.
That makes sense.
Exactly. I'm not charging out. Once I'm in, I'm in.
Well, I never said you were charging out. You were just gonna charge more.
Yeah, it's just like,
You
hey,
accepted that you were gonna die, so then you might as well try to take somebody with me.
it's
a
like
calculated feed. I was absorbing cooldowns for you guys. Like, I got naded and frozen and killed, but you guys didn't. So therefore, beneficial.
just like, hey Alex, you're one shot. I bet you won't fire strike.
I'm going to.
See you in spawn.
He knows this because he played with my Rhine today. To be fair, I didn't get a real off tank today.
That is true. We did have the unfortunate mishap with multiple questionable Roadhog one tricks.
Tricks.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually ran into 3 different Roadhog one tricks. One actually switched to Zarya, which was a mistake. To have her.
Should have stayed on Roadhog?
You should have stayed on Roadhog, yeah. But Numbani, let's see what the teams are walking out with.
Definitely dive.
Dive defense, or do you think they might run the double shield here and play back? Up, I see the Winston Torb. That's a new comp I've never seen before. Maybe it's been in the works, or Hex is just toying with us.
No, I believe in Hex's ability. He's going to stick to it.
Falco and yes,
with the Mercies, either I'm expecting a Pharah or an Echo.
Ooh.
Something with some verticality.
I actually see this is the dive with double snipers, which could be really oppressive if you don't have a sniper to contest the Widow.
I went Ash. I was wrong.
I think Pharah could have worked there, but
I would have loved to see Falco on the Widow.
too bad he doesn't play Widow.
He does play Ana, however, and they do both use scopes.
They do both use scopes.
That's
The
Ash.
last time I played Widow, Falco asked me for tips, and you know that's a downfall if you're asking Alex for tips.
Well, I'm gonna let you in on some professional advice that I had to pay top dollar for way back when I was learning Widow, and it's just click heads. Yeah.
Oh, click heads forehead?
Yeah, just click heads forehead. Works every time.
Yeah. Ooh, Winston setting up. They're staging the dive right now.
Yeah, they're scouting. They're seeing who to pick.
Ooh.
And they cut off the
looks
turret.
like
That's a great
Yeslander
bubble.
has made mistakes. We will see him again soon.
It's on. But, it's a grave mistake going into the dive.
Oh,
without-
and the res. That's a questionable res.
Risky res pays off.
Oh.
What?
But everybody else gets the kills.
Dr. Adjective thought, hey, I could do that, and they were sorely mistaken. Poor Dallas. All he wants to do is remech.
I did not expect, but you see, Coablt didn't need Yeslander to win. They just needed the Winston to be out of the question. So the Winston pushing that far to get the Widow, even though you got the pick, you had to spend at least 6 seconds, and 6 seconds in Overwatch time is an eternity.
That was all part of the plan, that's what they like to say. We just barely missed that shot on the Falco, but I can only imagine it was a 360 no-scope.
But definitely. Now he has to go redeem himself, not get sniped again.
against the double sniper. You know, I'm actually surprised Hexic did not go Widowmaker to match comps.
We did see him warming that up early on, so it might still come out if Yestlander proves to be an issue.
Huge bomb in front of the Widow.
That is really unfortunate because the Widow grappled into the bomb. A questionable primal.
If he can confirm the kill on the Ash, should be worth it because Widow was res, so now they have numbers advantage and spawn advantage, even if they are short.
I think at this point, it's just a matter of the team maintaining their tempo. Yeah, solidifying the aggression. It's kind of hard to get a lot of value from Primal on second point of Numbani.
And specifically on an Ash, too.
Sitting the Bob
combo
in to lead the bomb. The Jolo showing how it's done.
Unfortunately, nanoed the Devo right before they all died, so therefore not getting any value out of it.
There is this Venom mine here that I have a lot of questions about.
It is from Yestlander. Yestlander gives us a lot of questions. But you see, no one's on the cart. Oh, they all realized that no one was on the cart. Now there's 4 of them.
That is your off support's job. Modify your cart, bitch. It is what it is.
Oh, this is a kid-friendly stream. You cannot say bitch.
If you could say it on TV, I can.
Huge nade coming in. Getting the Diva out of mech. That could be crucial.
If you look in the back, you actually have Galaxy chasing down... Oh, he got away. He got back to spawn. Yeah, Galaxy chased Hexic all the way to spawn while his team was getting demolished behind him.
That's exactly what happened on the first point.
First point.
Like, one mistake just been copied to twice. Just a copy paste, Control C, Control V, right there.
And there it is. Hexic has done the swap to Widow.
Yeah.
I thought he was still on Kree.
Let's see if he can beat
Oh.
Yestlander.
Oh.
Chaos shutting that down real fast.
There are 2 DPS on the side of a Coablt. You don't need to only worry about the Widow.
Here comes Bob versus a bomb.
And Falco has gone into Echo.
Looks like Bob is definitely doing things.
That's crucial.
With the beat coming out. Curious to see what Falco's going to do with the Winston Primal. He's going to get that. Oh, he got absolutely melted.
I liked the Echo switch there, but it was just all for naught.
Yeah.
It was too late.
Yeah, I like the monkey copy was huge because I'm sure he was 99% primal. He was just alone.
Yeah, it definitely had a great deal of opportunity and potential. I would have liked to have seen Nikolaya use that nano he received a little longer before he popped primal.
Yeah, he could have put a lot more damage, but I do believe he actually dropped to below 100 HP. And so he used primal to save himself even with nano.
And Nikolaya is now employing the old spin a win tactic.
Yes.
It is wildly effective.
Until you get
and then Multiply just punches him to death.
Up, and there's a Yestlander.
There's the Yestlander blade.
There's the Yestlander blade, finding absolutely nothing.
He got him low, that's all that matters.
I do believe the Winston killed him.
I think it was mostly for morale.
Yeah, it was to make him feel better, because as soon as Hex switched to Widow, he immediately switched off a Widow and went into Genji just to counter him. I don't think that was a confident play, like, oh, I could definitely win the Widow 1v1. You definitely just made it so he had to waste time on Widow to miss a couple of shots, and then just walk into a Genji. It's just really impressive. They've been doing a lot of good counterplay, a lot of good switches, which Sable are just having a hard time and struggling against.
This is a bit of a shocker again. Coablt is not going for the dive defense.
Most people, like most rational people, don't usually think about the dive defense, but they're playing like a hybrid, you know? Rhyme Diva is not Brawl. I think it's like a hybrid kind of thing, much like this map. That you gotta run those hybrid comps on the hybrid maps, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, what? I agree with them. Now they're running a true hybrid. 3
They're,
mobility and 3 kind of just stuck there.
yeah, they are coming out kind of slow. They're going to have to really leg it in order to get into position before the attacking team is released.
They have a Lucio. Lucio makes it.
Bout go on the Doomfist. That is a new hero in his form. I'm excited to see what he can do.
I'm excited to see what he can do since the last time we saw his Doomfist.
Oh, and Pajolo is wise to the Sombra. He's doing the constant spy check right in the bus area.
Let's see if he can scout him out. Where is the Sombra now?
The Sombra's dancing around on cart.
Yes.
I think she's
On
gonna
the
be
objective.
The entire team is spy checking right now, which makes it really oppressive for the Sombra.
But who the heck?
They spent it on
Slander is hacked.
Yeah.
That's a...
That could be huge. No dash on the Genji could be really devastating.
It could make it a lot harder, but Jelly falling dangerously low. Pajolo with the peel. Ooh.
Take down.
And it looks like Falco was debating us with the Doomfist. He has returned to spawn and turned to Pharah.
I think Pharah is a way better pick, and considering the comp that they're running, only the D.Va can really put pressure onto the Pharah. And
that should be enough. If you can peel the D.Va to fly towards you without putting yourself in too much danger, that is huge.
If the D.Va has to focus on the Pharah, she can't focus on peeling for the backline, and therefore making the dive a lot stronger.
Oh, 2 vertical heroes, because Hexic has switched to Echo.
Unfortunate dive for Nick. He jumps in, gets pinned, gets booped, and
but Jelly still dies.
Yeah.
Dallas able to clean it up, but at the cost of his mech and life.
Yeah. The Rhine on points. They get 1 pick, but after the 1 pick, they lose 3. It's just too much resources for 1 pick, and then once they plummet all their resources into 1 person, they have no resources to save themselves or to get out.
I'd like to see the Echo go in more with the Winston, not do the Pharah trick, because Echo is really good at finishing off the kill that Winston focuses. Oh, typical Pharah shenanigans. You ult, and then you get killed.
Ooh, nade on the Pajolo.
Oh, everybody is pushing their ultimate.
Yeah, this is what they, I think somebody on this channel actually coined this term, Q-Fest?
Q-Fest. Oh, and for a second there, it did look like it'd be going to Sable, but...
Spawn advantage is a huge thing on this map. And now they've completely switched comps, or they switched off of the Winston.
Oh, Nikolaya is way too far pushed up. That is unlucky.
Yeah, he was trying to...
That is going to force his team to take additional time to regroup. Hexa getting dangerously low.
I think it would... Oh! Winston's diving the Pharah!
Oh,
again, Galaxy trying to assert his dominance.
It may pay off. Dallas getting extremely low. He does get DMX'd. Sponge goes down. Hexic is low.
And that is a lot of pressure for a Mercy.
Oh, Hex with the Genji, see if he can get Blade.
In the back line, he's gonna get absolutely focused though.
Yeah, he committed too hard. He should have sat there and poked until he got more of his Blade, then dove in.
All right, 3 seconds on the clock. Dallas comes in.
Any touch? Oh no!
Not today. The Lucio is having none of it.
What does Sable need to do to better counter this team? Because I do believe they're making their changes way too slow. Like they had until a minute. There's only a minute left in the clock before they switched off of dive after it didn't work for 6 pushes. Which is just silly, I would have to say. I'm using
And
the big word.
it looks like they're running a lot of split dives too. Like the monkey commits. I'm not sure if it'll be a communication thing, but Dallas is a little slow. But even then, it's just the 2 tanks to go to whatever the target is.
To be fair, Dallas is usually kind of slow, but it might be because Sable is a team right now, whereas Coablt have been practicing with each other for months. They have the the fills on DPS and off tank, which having that off tank main tank synergy is crucial especially in dive. And he's just never really played tank with Nick before. He obviously plays with the better tank, as of me, because I am incredible on Winston. You guys can't agree.
Oh, Galaxy would like to object to that. I have heard him.
No, he said, I am better than you. He did not say I was bad. Am I wrong? That's what he said. I heard it. I was there.
He's a better monkey. You were complimenting your Winston, and he claims and he said it. He said he's better than you at that particular hero.
Reinhardt. And then he goes, you are the better Reinhardt. I am the better Winston. Those were the words.
I still think you're a top tier Wrecking Ball, though.
Honestly, Silver Wrecking Ball, coming to destroy your teams.
When I see Alex on Wrecking Ball, I liken that to like a buffet on wheels, like meals on wheels. You know what I mean?
The first time I played ball against Cade, I knocked him off the map 3 times on Garments on Mei Zhang, so he has no place to say. He was also playing McCree. He'd flashbang me as he was falling down the side of the map.
I'm also largely confident that y'all's team's strategy was to focus me.
Well, you don't really need to focus someone who's not on the map. So, I did call out that I was gonna solo boop Cade as much as possible. And Chip thought it was a great idea.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Ooh.
Havana.
They actually have a very popular song called Havana, which, if I started singing,
I'd
get a copyright claim.
Yeah, we would get the DMCA take.
I think I know the words. So I don't think it was like Unana. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would actually have to warn you because the last time we sang "I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die," we actually got a copyright claim.
On YouTube, not Twitch.
On YouTube, not Twitch. But my beautiful singing voice, they actually thought it was the real song.
I think they wanted to just hit it with whatever they could so they could remove it.
To silence you.
They're like, we need to repress this man's voice. He will bring back American Idol. And we don't want that.
Is it not a thing anymore? I thought it still was.
I think when humanity ceases to exist and a new intelligent life form is born, and they excavate, some archaic technology from the days of humans, and they find the clip of Alex singing, they'll realize what a terrible mistake they've made and leave this planet promptly.
And they know why the world ended.
Like,
they would make me a prophet. They would worship me as if I were a god.
This just in, it was not a meteor or the sun exploding that ruined Earth. It was in fact this clip of a 21-year-old male singing "I'm Blue."
Dabba dee dabba die. But if we are going to Havana, which Havana has been shown to be a strong dive map, I was honestly surprised to see both teams playing dive as much as they have been, considering what Coablt has been practicing.
As a Widow main myself, I am very excited to see Havana, as on that first point of Havana, attack and defense, a Widow can be the most oppressive thing in your life.
I think that Havana, first and third point, has the longest LOS in the game. I'm almost convinced third point, you can see spawn to spawn.
It is certainly up there. I think the only one that can really give it a run for its money, it would maybe be Junkertown.
Or Eichenwald.
Icon does have some pretty long sight lines, but I don't think it touches Havana.
Yeah, I think Havana might be number 1.
Chaos, you better not be trolling us. Better commit to that Sombra.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate, like, the actual map of Havana is not that bad, but honestly, everything around it's so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys ever play the PvE mode on here where it was like this entire city was in the middle of a hurricane?
You're talking to
Yes.
someone who has bought like 18 different accounts. You're damn right. Everything Blizzard's made, I've at least tried.
Personally, I'm a huge fan of the PvE mode. I think Blizzard does a really good job. That's why I'm personally really excited for Overwatch 2, because it gives me like old school Left 4 Dead 2 vibes, where you're just like a 4-man team defeating hordes of these Omnics coming towards you, and the whole upgrade system just leaves so much room for like growth and potential.
I'm all for anything that brings new life to the game. You know, especially and more money, because if they could get the Brig armor pack bug fixed, I would love that, Jeff, if you're listening.
That was fixed, by the way. That did come out. There was.
How long did that take us? A week? 2 weeks?
Yes, Lander finding a pick onto Hex.
Oh wow, longer than he should have.
And finding that pick on defense is way worse than finding that pick on offense, you know?
Oh, Jelly was almost in a bad spot. But they
Oh.
found the
Oh.
isolated Reaper.
They isolated the Reaper?
No, I think he isolated himself on that one.
Yes, he teleported up there to test the Widow.
And then left with no escape.
Well, I think that was just a volley of mistakes there from the side of Sable. I don't think that was any character picks. It was just against dive. You can't be playing isolated. You need to be playing is a super bunker-ish comp or like a brawl, so tanks get hit by mostly everything.
Yeah. With the level of coordination that Coabalt's bringing into their dives, you certainly can't play off by yourself at all. And Galaxy goes down quick.
Can we?
Coming out? No.
We missed it out. Could we appreciate the moment that Yeslander was absolutely waiting for the first person to come out, hard scope, and misses the shot.
Can we take bets now? Never mind. I was gonna ask bets on the odds that Yeslander escapes, and apparently they are 0.
Oh.
Yep. How much do I get? I say 0. You'll be Venmoing me $10 for winning that bet.
This is going to be a very, very. I am a fight in favor of Coablt. They don't have almost every. Oh, except Yeslander switch, but they had every ultimate available.
Oh, the switch onto the Pharah could be really oppressive here due to no hit scan.
Yeah, it'll be largely up to the Baptiste to handle that.
But it's hard for the Baptiste to handle that when there's a visor on the field.
And Nick can't even block it. He's just getting beaten away by the monkey.
I think that was a lot of ults used by the side of Coablt. Ooh. Yep, that's 4 ults coming from the side of Coablt.
They are investing heavily, but it will be to their benefit.
Yeah, it's like stocks. If you invest enough and you succeed, it is very much worth it. But if you fail, there goes your entire life.
Tune in next time.
For a while there, I thought Dallas's Flux would be, and they're C9ing again. Look at old Coablt going too hard.
I was gonna say, tune in next time for financial advice from someone who's still living at home.
Financial advice from someone who doesn't even know what a stock is.
It's those things that you hang up on the walls at Christmas time.
I thought this.
Yes.
Oh, and there comes a huge blossom from Falco.
Finding.
Only to be eaten by the ever-hungry Diva.
I'm surprised that Diva is as skinny as she is. Like, do you see how much she eats? She eats pure, unadulterated gravity, yet she can't even gain 10 pounds. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I wish I had that metabolism. Well, we're
And
coming.
now, Gasslander does have
We have a
barrage.
Hey, look at this this flank barrage incoming.
There.
They had no idea. Caught entirely off guard. Shatter
And the
coming out
shatter
from
on the-
Nico.
The Reaper is putting a lot of work into the Winston. He was not letting the Winston get out, but ultimately the rest of the team dies while Reaper was focusing the Winston.
Typical Reaper stuff.
Typical Reaper stuff. You kill one person, the rest of your team dies, and then you get yelled at. I have a lot of bad memories playing Reaper. I've lived a sad Reaper life. Oh, the Lucio versus the Soldier. Let's see who wins this 1v1.
I'm expecting Pajolo to throw
see
a
the
bomb
Lucio
here.
also.
He certainly will. There is an immortality beacon up
Bomb the
there.
back. Okay.
Did you guys see they burned through 1,000 HP on the Winston in 2.6 seconds?
I did not. I missed it.
He used Primal there.
I saw it. I didn't realize he got burnt through it.
Yeah. Reaper is finding the Winston.
Oh,
He's-
you missed where he chased Chaos for a hot minute.
Reaper is leaving. He's like, I am done playing this team-based game. I am going to do my own thing.
I must go. My people need me.
Oh!
What else we missed was Gasslander barraging both supports that were respawning from Sable.
Unfortunately, it was much more entertaining to watch Falco on his solo mission. Gasslander finding Falco early. Ryan coming swinging. Oh, he's backing up for the fire strike. See if he can get it. Too bad Beat was out.
Yeah.
He almost killed the Lucio with that fire strike through the window. Those bubbles
But
are
it's
really
just
impressive.
there's a certain order you have to do.
We got a
You have
sneaky
to pick the
Reaper.
right hard to strike first.
Unfortunately, the Sigma lifted the team out of the Reaper's Blossom.
You know what's really funny is that those two players are actually on the same team, opposed to the rest of them, and they're the ones who are messed up the coordination.
No one can hide from my sight.
But you know, sometimes
That's sights in the
happens.
back line.
Sometimes,
Huge pick.
sometimes your May walls you off. That just happens sometimes. The
Sometimes
Ryan-
your wrecking ball feeds. That happens too.
I feel like I'm being called out. I feel attacked.
Reaper is committed. He's trying to get the monkey again.
I'm
He's gonna
excited
do
to
it.
see what Nikolai does with the Shatter as he walks out of spawn here. This could definitely help the
I do
team.
believe Bubble is down, and he's not. It's a potential huge shatter.
Oh,
It looked like a 10-foot missed shatter. He totally just hit a wall.
we won't talk about it.
Hey, he wanted to assert dominance on the Widow. That's a huge wonky pin on, on Lucio.
We'll have to bring him in for an interview.
Bring Nick in, talk about his feelings on the shatter that he missed.
What did that wall do to you?
I think.
How
the
did it hurt
play-
you?
The play was to break the wall to hit the Widow. Because, like, earthquakes can break walls, like in real life. Why wouldn't it work in game?
Hey, that'd be game changer if your ultimate can break the environment.
That would be a really
Yeah.
cool character.
Hanzo Dragon has no interest in how you believe walls should work.
Yeah.
I am interested to see what Falco does. This is his newest adventure into the back line.
Oh, he got 2 picks, even despite the
Goes,
P8.
wow, goes big and shuts down the visor too.
I honestly think Falco was the main reason that they had to switch off a dive. He was so oppressive in the backline and on the Winston that they were forced to switch. That's actually the first time in this series that they have been forced to switch more of to
Choosing
stop
to.
being countered versus countering the enemy team. Because the DPS on the side of Sable have been getting been playing the characters they think match the comp, whereas the teams on the side of Coablt have been playing to destroy the enemy comp, you know? And then once they feel like they can't destroy the enemy comp, they switch. Whereas that was the first time that they made Coablt switch in that kind of fashion. What I just said was very complicated and convoluted, and I said it in the weirdest way possible.
And you said it wrong.
You said it wrong.
I was just gonna let you go with it though. So, ooh, I'm interested to see if Yeslander can get a pick out, coming out the door. I was hoping for a trick shot, but I guess I can't.
You can't hope that much. It's Yeslander, you know.
Give me a hook shot.
Yeah, if it was phase Yeslander, maybe. Right? Maybe.
They're walking out with Orisa, and she used her shield way too early. Like, that shield is useless right there. You need to push
Typical
up.
Yeslander misses his shots.
Yeah.
Or hits the shield. It's the same thing.
Playing Widowmaker in 2020, there's a whole lot of clicking shields.
I'm pretty sure Widowmaker is just a shield break at this point. Dallas finding the brig, which is huge. Oh,
Hey, Jolo, find Sponge.
Falco teleporting up to the Widow to find her.
Oh, hard scoping Yeslander.
Yeah, I'm getting absolutely tired of the shots he was bringing down into the shield. Falco is a big fan of those shields and wishes to protect them.
Falco decided he's done losing to Coablt and decided to take the team onto his shoulders in these last couple of fights.
So we're looking for Dr. Adjective to bring Rally out. Should the enemy team look to contest, and they will.
And they are.
Everyone's pressing Q.
To counter the grab.
And we've got the Rally, the Flux, the
Sig9
Grav,
force.
Galaxy look back Shatter. He will not. He will go down.
That was a Sig 9 there. He lifted 5 people up to not contest the point. I don't know if that was the plan, but it was really cool looking.
It was absolutely the plan. I believe in Dallas.
All right. And I invite you guys to join me as we walk with Falco in the enemy backline.
Do they even know?
And see what Yeslander has called out. Yeslander is now on Bastion.
Do they have the information they require?
Falco's gonna be walking behind the Bastion.
He is taking the scenic
They
route.
took
Doesn't notice the Bastion. Gets mowed
It's
down.
headed. How is Sable gonna figure out how to counter this comp here? This is Bastion Reaper. Sounds like the most tank shreddy comp in the game.
I have seen more than one quick play group fail to the old Bastion strat. We like to refer to it as the East Coast Special.
We refer to it to the Noob Destroyer. But
Oh,
Chaos
it's Chaos who's on the back line. With. He's trying to farm Death Blossom.
Falco is
On the
playing
unsuspect-
Edgy Sombra.
Really?
Oh, he cut.
Ooh,
Oh, Falco with the bigger Death Blossom. And Dallas, as per usual, kills himself.
yes. You see, Havana's a really deceiving map, I've heard. You know, you could be like full health on third point, and you guys should not be discouraged because this map is really deceiving on... It has one of the lowest completion rates of any of the maps. Even less than 2 CP. But not as low as Paris, that's why it's not in the rotation.
No. Paris, you either cap both points in 30 seconds or you're being full health.
That was a
Rush,
huge
Yeslander
rock.
is sitting on the Winston, on the Bastion.
I liked the play there from Dallas to hide in the building when he was ulting so he couldn't be slept, he couldn't be that, he couldn't get hit by anything. But too bad he's gonna get focused.
Questionable charge, but I think he was wanting to die.
Falco has a vendetta against Galaxy Lion, I am convinced he has been putting in a lot of work onto him.
But now with the Bastion in the backline, there's just so much damage being put into him if he goes for a flank.
What I would like to see is if Nikolai can play safe, hide behind the card a bit, save that shield, and then use it to walk through the Orisa shield to shatter the entire team, would be massive. He's getting close.
Forcing the team to go back.
He doesn't have a shield any longer, though.
And then there's a shatter. Unfortunately, no one to follow up on it.
Oh, but Dallas finding himself early. That's
Dallas, you are your biggest enemy in this game.
Dallas could be GM if he stopped killing himself. Dallas, top 500 player. Yes, Lander for the spawn camp?
Yes. It's not an accidental Q. That's the or that he's going to go switch.
That is a I'm gonna switch Q.
And as we notice, as we see the Sable trying to adjust to their strategy, you quickly see Coablt changing and counterpicking. We haven't seen that coming out of Sable.
And then now with two long distance, with both Chaos on Ash and Yes Lander on Pharah, I think that it's more of a direct counter to Falco shenanigans.
Yeah, he's like, we can't have this Reaper putting this much work. But now they have Junk and Reaper. Bob killing the tire.
Doing things.
Bob charged the tire. I've
Hero.
never seen such little fear in a man's eyes other than Bob. Bob just decided, Jelly.
Jelly taking the play out of Dallas's playbook.
Jelly was feeling a little warm, so he just decided to go for a drink.
That's a good old-fashioned tactical reset.
Yeah.
And then Falco noticed that they're going direct counter room. He went to McCree.
Yeah. And Sable's looking to get hyper-aggressive with their beat.
Ooh, that's a huge pick. Like, that is the main source of damage on these offensive pushes. Finding the Rhine early. Now
Both tanks are down on Sable.
This will be cleanup.
And yes, later. Doing a Dallas.
Yeah, honestly, this is a lot of suicides in this.
Huge shatter, but an immortality's up over the Orisa.
This is a really impressive hold. They were up, and then Window comes through just to solidify this fight.
I'm super excited to see where Pajolo yeets this bomb.
Oh yeah.
With only 23 seconds left on the clock, I'm expecting Nico to likely have to charge in order to be able to touch cart in time, leaving his backline exposed to Pajolo's bomb. So I'm very excited.
I like the call out.
Oh. I'd have waited. You still use window a little more forward.
The Dallas finding Galaxy.
There it is.
There's the bomb.
Finding the
Does take
immortality
Falco.
and- But Bob's on the field, right? Oh,
Oh, and yes, Liner killing Nick.
Nick getting a barrage to the left ear could be really painful. He won't be able to hear for the next week.
Lucio, he touched it, but that was it.
We were thinking that this was going to go to a map 4, but an impressive hold coming in from Coablt. C-Mod is just souping.
This has got to be the Sig 9.
Oh yeah, this has to be. Oh, Dallas doesn't even see what he's doing. But to be fair, that's...
It's kind of like explosions. You know, the bigger the explosion and the less you look at it, the cooler you look.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Like, cool guys never look at explosions.
Absolutely not. It's like, I'm going to C9 you, and I'm going to look you in the eye while I do it.
Nah, you turn your back to them while you do it. Like, I don't even care. Like, usually when I shatter, I shatter the opposite direction so they get intimidated.
Yeah, like the shadow of the wall. It's like, see that wall? That could be you. All right, watch it.
Yeah, like you see that? There's a bug on my teammate. I'm gonna shatter them. So they know who to be afraid of, and then you guys should know if you were ever on my team to be afraid.
So is this best of 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is first to 3. So Coablt takes the series.
Takes the series quite handily, 3-0.
I love Sable, but they are gonna have to drink the loser's cup of coffee.
Yeah, I fear there's just some coordination issues present, and I would expect that considering the tenure of each team, how long each team has been been playing together, and the synergies they've built over time.
The team, like, I know SR is not that big of an issue, but there is a average of 600 SR between the teams, which could be part of the factor mechanically, but teamwork can always beat a mechanically gifted team.
Yep, I would agree.
Like, say the other night when Crimson beat a team of an average of 3,700, probably. Or had a bunch of 3,700 players. But I believe this is where we call it a night. I will see you all next time, Limit Breakers.
Thank you for watching, and report Dallas for throwing games.
It is DAEDALUS at Blizzard, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.